our understanding that these are markets and they affect the local economy. So that your direction, and I would oblige respectfully. I was just hoping you would give me 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. Any further comment on the business statement? Very much. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, respectfully, when I check page 1 of the business statement, I realized that in the ensuing week we have only 27 questions to be responded to by ministers who have been programmed for the week. Considering the number of questions that are pending, and per my checks, I know that we have more than 200 questions that are pending. And so it's an appeal that I want to make to the majority leader, especially considering the time that we may be rising. It is possible that we may not be able to deal with all those questions before we rise. I personally have about 4 questions that is actually pending. And so if it is possible, the majority leader may want to have a second look at the number of questions that has been programmed for the week. And secondly...
Go ahead.
Secondly, about 4 weeks ago, a matter was raised here on the floor with respect to something very important that affects the performance of members of parliament in terms of our work. Right Honorable Speaker, today, if you go to the job 600, on the 8th floor, 10th floor, and 11th floor that I am, most of the offices are not having their air conditions working. Just because it's about 5 months. And coming to the House of Parliament, and I will not have an office to be able to work from, especially now that we are also considering the committee's work. It's an appeal that I'm making to the majority leader and to your high self, that respectfully, kindly let's take this matter into proper consideration so that we'll be able to perform our duties as members of parliament to the benefit of the Ghanaian people. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Any further comment? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, a number of statements have been outlined for this week and even for the previous week. And if you check even the order paper for today, you have so many statements lined up. Mr. Speaker, in my view, I don't think we will be able to exhaust all these statements. But when you check the business statement as well, especially, I had a statement on cashew. I have not seen these statements listed for next week. I would like to request that these statements also be programmed, especially on cashew, because the cashew season is imminent and is starting next month. And it's important that the House gets to know all the challenges facing this industry so that together we can fashion out some strategies.
Is your statement an urgent statement?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, if it is not an urgent statement, then it will be programmed accordingly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker.
Minority Chief Whip.
May I thank the Leader of the House. I think a matter that has been discussed for some time is seeing the light of day, where now we'll get stakeholders and relevant institutions to come to Parliament during the estimate consideration and for their input. And we also have designated committee rooms where there will be live broadcasts of this engagement. I want to commend the leader for ensuring this sees the light of day. Speaker, let me reference statement as has been captured by the leader that in accordance with Order 91, the Speaker may admit statement and ministers of state may come and make policy statement. And also dovetailing to what the Honorable Onyina had mentioned. So last week, I had monitored the order paper. His statement was advertised. The statement on cashew was advertised. And I know there were other statements. And there are even other statements that had been admitted, yet have not found space on the order paper. I think we can get clinical if those that were advertised, just to be fair, we could tease those ones out and get them captured, even if not the business statement, then the order paper, it should be captured so that we go serially. If your statement has been captured, we go according to the number. When those that have been advertised on the order paper are dispensed of, then we can consider the others that are still, that have been admitted, Speaker, by your good self, but not being programmed. I think if we do that, that will help us. And members will also get a prior notification of when their statements will be taken, especially now that we are going to wait for reports of estimate consideration. Then we can have enough time to consider the statement.
Yes, but if the statement appear on the order paper and however taken out, then that is unfortunate.
Speaker, with respect, you and I know sometimes we have to vary order of business because of exigencies of time and business. We have to prosecute. Sometimes it is inadvertent, and we are compelled to do what we have to do. So
I agree with you.
Yes, Speaker. Speaker, I've also seen a number of questions admitted, and also to corroborate what the Honorable Vincent said. 27 questions. I'm a bit old in this house, not too old, but a bit old, to know that 27 questions. Now we are entering into a week where we are now waiting for reports of estimates that we are going to consider. So we have some time. We actually have some time. We have some time. So 27 questions, I think we can add a few. I know a few sectors that have been outstanding, and maybe table office can apprise leader, and then we can consider feasibility if we can add more one or two sectors to the ones that have been programmed already. So going forward, again on the questions, realistically, we have averaged 15 days to get appropriation passed and for us to rise. We have over a number of questions. Now, these questions, for some of them, they are time-bound. Some of them, they are either time-bound or issue-bound. So, table office, again, can help the business committee and tease those ones that are urgent in terms of being time-bound or issue-bound. Then we can look at how we can navigate and get these ones answered before, time elapses and they don't become relevant again. That's my suggestion to majority there for us to look at. I want to suggest, I scanned through the business statement, and I know sometimes when we are about to adjourn, that is when we fix the time for the following day sitting. I want to suggest that since during the ensuing week, the committees will be meeting to be considering the estimate. If it pleases the House, we should fix 2 p.m. Then the morning hours can be devoted for the committees to consider the estimate. More often than not, it is the delay as a result of the generation of the report that causes us to stay and adjourn deep in the night. Once the reports are ready, we can take as many reports as possible, and then we can duly adjourn as programmed or as we should. Yes. Speaker, I've seen attached to the business statement the proposed schedule for the presentation of committee report. I've seen that here. And I know this is based on the availability of the estimate. Can we add these formulae, the DACF, the Get Fund, and the NHI? So these are very important statutory payments that should be considered. And I'm reliably informed that these institutions are ready. So if it finds favor, we should program them or prioritize these three formulae so that they will be brought to the House ASAP to be considered. Majority Leader, the committee cluster system, I unofficially have been engaging the table office. The committee cluster system may have their advantage, and that one you can argue it out, yes. But experience has shown that during budget time, they don't help us. They delay the report unnecessarily. I related to my colleague, the Majority Leader, that we should relate to the clerk's office. They must do something about the committee cluster system. The intention for it is good, is well placed, but during budget time, it delays the report unduly. And because we have just about 15 days. We on this side are minded to support the majority to get the budget passed. Let's not be said that we are obstructionists and we are delaying. We are speaking out of experience. The cluster system, the last parliament, it did not help us. Getting to the end of the parliament, this cluster system delayed us. Majority said, I beg you, we want to help you pass your appropriation. And it happens that, yes, okay, it happens that it delays the report unduly. Sorry. Well, one person, practically what happens is that 1 or 2 persons will be working on about 10 or 15 reports. It's a fact, and the table office, they agree with me. Of course, it comes with some advantages, but the disadvantages are more. Mr. Speaker, now, last week, and this is my favorite, as a patriotic citizen of this country, last week I had read a red flag, Galamsey, destruction of our water bodies. The majority leader, in his response, said, amongst other things, the minister will be here as many times as possible. And Speaker, I deferred to him. At the business committee, I reminded them again. They said, okay, we are going to program the Minister for Lands this week. I have skimmed and scanned through the report. No show. No show. Is it the case that the Minister of Lands is so busy that he cannot come to this house to, as it were, make a good representation in terms of the fight against Galamsey where we are? Now Galamsey is all over the place. Is this the report? One moment, excavators appear, the next moment, they disappear like a ghost. This is worrying. All the water bodies we have in this country, the Densu, the Ankobra, and what have you, stability levels so bad. I am worried. I am worried. I'm simply saying, well, Mr. Speaker, you see, the road minister, he just came to the chamber and he's announcing his presence. That's fine. He's forgotten today is Friday. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleading with the majority leader. They should find space. Next week, Wednesday, Thursday, the lands minister should come and do the needful. The fight against Galamsey cannot go the normal tangent, because the needed feedback and the results we are looking for, we are not getting it. Go to the Accra to Kumasi highway. The Galamseys you should be worried. Road minister, you should be worried. Your road, they are getting closer to the road. So, well, I just hope you understand what is at stake. And for once, he will not come and just make academic statement. So let me conclude. I'm concluding. So I'm just concluding. Abba. So if you want me to sit down, I can sit down. But I was actually concluding that the land minister, we are the representative of the people. We have oversight role. He cannot just come and make sweeping statement and go. We must give him clear guidelines. For instance, he must come and speak to the stability level of River Ankobra, Densu. He must tell us. He must tell us what we are doing to reclaim the lands that have been destroyed. So those templates, or that template must come from us. Leadership or the House must tell the minister that these are the things we want to come and speak to. Amongst other things, you can come and say all the things we find relevant, but these ones must not be left out. And because the least we can ask of is the minister coming to tell us where the fight is, where they've gotten to, what are the challenges. There is something they call water guards. How are these water guards impacting on the fight? What is the incidental effect of water guards on the fight against Galamsey? And the Ghanaians are worried. We are really, the leader wants that, he's signaling you that it's time. Well, if you want me to sit down, I can sit down. But I'm simply asking, no problem, I will sit down. But Ghanaians are watching you. So the Ghanaians are watching him. And the minister must be programmed for the ensuing week to come, because he himself already told this house, and the majority leader is on record to have said that the minister will come as many times as possible. Where is the many times as possible?
Honourable member, you are a member of the business committee. One of these days, I will sit at the business committee with you.
Speaker, can I conclude?
You can conclude.
Yes, I will conclude, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, business committee, I was there. The leader himself is here. He will bear witness. I was there. In fact, the leader was in a hurry. So he said that if I know you have something to say it because I have other meetings. Then I said, leader, you assured us that the lands minister will be here as many times as possible. Then he instructed the table office that they should check and make sure they program. So I was expectant that the lands minister will be programmed. That's why I'm surprised that he's not here. There's no program. I thank you for enduring me. And maybe
yes, any further comment? Any further comment? Yes, so let's take the last comment so that you can come and respond and then we adopt. Please go ahead, you have the floor, Minority Leader.
The Speaker said that I asked him and he said he would want to comment before he takes me. That is why I said
no, add your own to it.
Very well, that's okay. Speaker, first, there is this issue of Mpox cases. It's on the rise. According to the Ghana Health Service, as of November 25th, confirmed cases of Mpox.
Honorable Minority Leader, under what order are you doing that?
Mr. Speaker, is that where this parliament is heading to? No, because, Mr. Speaker, respectfully, if
we
this is where
are commenting on
exactly,
the business
Mr.
statement.
Speaker, I have been a majority
there
leader
is
before.
An appropriate
I know
period.
I need to lay a foundation. Please, Mr. Speaker, let's not do it and say contempt. On the next thing with that, we should all go for contempt. Please, give me some space. I'm laying a foundation.
A foundation for what?
For the fact that, Mr. Speaker, if we bring the business statement is brought, it's for members to comment on the statement. In commenting on the business statement, they make input. They draw attention to matters that are in the country, so that the leader of government business will now, if he finds it fit, programs a minister to address the matter, or the speaker will direct that this matter be considered. Mr. Speaker, that is what I know. So what is wrong with me bringing a matter up and requesting the majority leader that a minister be programmed to address the house on it? So listen to me first. I've been there before. I know the rules. Mr. Speaker, Ghana Health Service reports of a rising cases of Mpox. They give official figure to 880. They also talk about the infections spreading and urge the public to be very vigilant. Mr. Speaker, 25th of November, Ghana Health Service, yes, 25th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, on this call, since Ghana Health Service is advising members of the public to be vigilant and strictly observe preventive measures, including personal hygiene and early reporting of symptoms, I propose that this is not a matter that the public can easily appreciate without the people's representatives being part of it as equal stakeholders. Underscore, can the majority leader program the Minister of Health to come to this house and brief the house and assist members of parliament with the necessary protocol so that MPs can relate to this when they get to their constituency? Mr. Speaker, Mpox infection rate rising is a serious matter, and this is coming from Ghana Health Service themselves in their database. They need us as stakeholders to help to deal with this matter. So, Mr. Speaker, that is my first call on the minister, local majority leader. Mr. Speaker, the second call is for the Minister of Agric. Mr. Speaker, this is what the EU says. The European Union is warning both Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire that there's a need for them, these two countries, to ensure urgent reforms in their cocoa sector or risk losing significant global market share. The warning stems from increasing global demand for sustainable, environmentally responsible, and traceable cocoa production. Key concerns include deforestation, poor farming practices, and weak compliance with sustainability standards. Mr. Speaker, I would want to again make a call on the majority leader to program the Minister of Agriculture. Mr. Speaker, in the budget, cocoa is a key area that drives the economy in terms of the revenue we receive from the cocoa sector. Mr. Speaker, it is important that the minister comes to the House to brief the nation on steps that Cocoa Board is taking to do reforms in terms of its work, so that we are able to let the international community also know that Ghana is just not sleeping on its request for reforms, but indeed steps are being taken to ensure we engage in sustainable agriculture in our cocoa production. Mr. Speaker, the third issue, Mr. Speaker, the third issue has to do with NHI. Mr. Speaker, last week there were media reports to the effect that there are growing concerns regarding service providers who have claims outstanding. Mr. Speaker, Health Insurance itself, Health Insurance Authority itself reports that we have almost about 20 million Ghanaians who have signed on onto the health insurance scheme. Mr. Speaker, if service providers are complaining of non-payment, what it means is that many of the people in the rural areas who otherwise will rely on health insurance will be driven away, especially in the private facilities. I would want to respectfully request of the leader of government business to program the health minister to brief the House steps that the ministry in collaboration with Health Insurance Authority taking to ensure that claims are paid on time, and that outstanding service providers whose claims are long overdue are settled. Mr. Speaker, whilst on it, it is also instructive to add that Zipline Ghana just this week announced of shutdown of 3 of its centers. Mr. Speaker, we know the critical role Zipline has been playing, especially in delivering medication to rural health care. Mr. Speaker, they have announced that they've shut down because of over 170 million outstanding claims. Mr. Speaker, it is important that the Minister of Health is able to address this House regarding steps being taken to deal with it, because it's not those of us in the cities that will suffer from this shutdown. It's those in the rural areas who otherwise will need emergency medical care, and if there is blood, the need for them to get blood transfusion as quickly as possible is one of the reasons for bringing in Zipline. Mr. Speaker, my last point. The Honorable Acting Defense Minister and Minister of Finance came to brief us on the matter of the Elwak disaster, where 8 young Ghanaian ladies, girls, lost their lives as a result of the stampede that took place when they were there on this recruitment exercise by the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, the minister promised a follow-up. Mr. Speaker, the minister promised a follow-up. May I know from the leader of government business if the acting defense minister can be programmed to share with us steps being taken by government in assisting the families in the funeral of these Ghanaian girls who lost their lives, and whether government has in place any compensation package for their surviving dependents. Because, Mr. Speaker, the reports were that there were some difficulties, that arrangements were not sufficient to enable a smooth exercise to be undertaken. They would have dependents, they would have relatives, and it is important that as a nation that honors not only its heroes, but citizens who face such calamity. Mr. Speaker, the families cannot just be told that accept our condolences and then the matter dies and nobody hears about it. Mr. Speaker, that said, I come to our order paper today, page 11, motion 29. Mr. Speaker, since June, this motion that I moved regarding the many Ghanaian youth who were dismissed from their workplaces, that a ruling was made and I filed an appeal for a review. Speaker admitted the motion. I moved the motion. It was seconded. A contributor from the majority, Honorable Dafia Meko, had his bite on it. Debate on this was suspended. Mr. Speaker, it's been months. We've been raising this thing. They keep advertising it. Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Minority Leader, what you are drawing my attention to, once the motion has been programmed on the order paper, what exactly do you want the business committee to do? Mr.
Speaker, I am drawing attention to the fact that though it gets advertised, but we never get to take it. The minister, the leader of government business, drives public business in this house. He drives public business in this house. I am not the one who drives public business. I'm therefore bringing that to his attention, that each week it is programmed, we are unable to take it. Today is Friday. Is it going to be business as usual? Because, Mr. Speaker, time is of the essence. We are talking about the livelihood of over 10,000 Ghanaian youths who have been taken away, who have been sent home. They've lost their employment. They've lost their livelihood. And, Mr. Speaker, we as the people's representatives must be seen to be active. If a motion
my
is on
questions
this
still remain
order
unanswered.
paper for
what exactly
months,
do you want the
Mr. Speaker,
business committee,
I want the leader of government
business committee to
the
do?
leader of government business who heads the business committee to facilitate the taking of this motion so that Mr. Speaker can make a determination on it.
So,
because we must have a finality.
What aspect of it do you want to be captured by the business
Mr. Speaker,
statement
the
that has
aspect
not been captured?
it always appear in the order paper and nothing is done. Each week it is programmed. It's part of motions programmed for ensuing week and nothing happens. And it's been so since June 13th. It's been so since June 13th. And we keep raising this matter. if I don't raise it, I will be told that I slept on my right. I will be told that I came to equity as an indolent stakeholder. I want to come to equity with my eyes open. So I don't want to be quiet. We raise it when we get into conclave. We raise it when we get on the floor and nothing happens. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm doing so in good faith. And if the leader of government business is minded, we may take it today, or if it would not be able to get us done, take it today, then when we come next week, Tuesday, we should be able to take it. Mr. Speaker, on that score, I would want to rest my case, because I've mentioned already. Which one? But you can take it. Mama Pat, you can. Mr. Speaker, if you permit, my deputy just brought this market fire, the Kantamanto, and the Kumasi Techiman. Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member, I earlier ruled on that.
Okay.
So once you are done.
Oh, Mr. Speaker,
yes.
On this market matter.
Very well.
On this matter?
Yes.
Very well. My deputy leader brought it up, so I felt I should.
Earlier ruled
I don't
on
know,
that
Mr.
matter.
Speaker. Mr. Speaker, most respectfully, you said you had ruled on it, and I said the deputy leader just came, so maybe he didn't know. So that's okay. We don't need to.
Very well.
Yes, you just said you've ruled. That's okay.
Yes, Honourable Majority. You want to make comment on the business statement? Yes. So then, yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very grateful. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the Business Committee for a very elaborate statement that they have presented to us this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, before I raise this issue here, I want to make reference to a comment, a categorical statement that was made by Honorable Arnold Ampre, in which statement he said that as a result of the fight against Galamsey, excavators come and they vanish. This is a very serious statement he's made, and this is the House of Records. If my respected
Honourable
leader can give us evidence
Honourable
of where
Deputy Minister for Education, Honourable Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, I always maintain that what we are doing during the time of business statement is not proper and is not within the rules. Honourable members, at the time of business statement, we don't debate. The business committee is supposed to have a meeting to outline programs. Now, if the business statement is delivered, you can make comments and suggestions that will be taken on board. And those suggestions and comments should be limited to programs that ought to have been on the business statement that didn't appear on the business statement. But as usual, we reduce the time of the business statement to making statements that ought to have even been dealt with by committees. If what we are doing during business statement should be done during business statement, what are our committees going to do? Some of the issues being raised here for consideration by the majority leader are issues that ought to have been investigated, first of all, by the appropriate committees. That's the reason for which we have committees to deal with some of the issues and report to the House. We have committees. The rules are clear as to what the committees are supposed to do. If there's an issue to be handled by Committee on Interior, please, let's give them the opportunity to do that. Now, during the time of business statement, you are coming to respond to a comment that another person has made. Should that be allowed during a period of business statement? When issues are raised, within the rules, the leader and then the chairman for the business committee will be called upon to address those issues. No member can get up to say that somebody has raised an issue, I want to respond to that particular issue. It doesn't happen when we are considering business statement. And let me also state that the rules are clear as to how you can raise a matter of urgent public importance. Make use of the rules. But during the time of the business statement, you cannot say you want to raise matter of urgent public importance. You can do that for the time allotted for statements. That is what the rule says. So, honorable members, I'll urge all of us that we should comply with the rules. Let's all operate within the rules. Other than that, every day, business statement will be reduced to a debate. I would therefore call on the majority leader to respond to issues that ought to have been responded to. So, Honorable Sule, with all due respect, if it is response to it, the chairman of the business committee will do the response. Yes. Yes, okay, make that one statement and sit down.
Yes, so, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this correction. And just to say that what you have said is the right thing. And to also suggest that when it comes to time for business statements, we don't make statements that will provoke debate. Once you make a statement that provokes debate, then of course you get a response. And so I respectfully agree with you.
So we should
and so that should be the standards.
A cue.
Don't make provocative and debatable issues, because if you do that, we will respond equally. Thank you.
Yes. Chairman of the Business Committee.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I think what the Honourable Member for Bole said is indeed the case. And what you also said has become, unfortunately, a practice of this House, that we have reduced business statement time and the comments that honourable members may make into a point or a time when we raise so many debatable issues. One, the Honourable Anodom Press spoke about the Minister for Lands. You know the rules, you know how to get the minister here. You haven't asked an urgent question of the minister. You haven't brought a motion to this House for consideration. You've done absolutely nothing in the past 3 weeks, apart from getting up every Friday and saying minister should be scheduled. Scheduled to come and do what? Scheduled to come and do what? We haven't asked him a question, so how can he be scheduled? We haven't asked him a question. We haven't told him there's an urgent question that he should come to this House and respond to. So just getting up and saying the minister should be scheduled to come and speak to Galamsey. If he wants to come and speak to Galamsey, he can come to speak to Galamsey. But if he prefers to be in the field dealing with Galamsey, I would recommend that he remains in the field dealing with Galamsey. And if we invite him on an urgent matter, he would come. When we invited him to come and answer some questions the last time, even though he was in Brazil, he communicated and indicated dates when he would come. But when you get up every Friday and create an impression that a minister doesn't want to come to this House and do his job, when you know how to get the minister to do his job in this House, and you haven't told the world that you have done that, and yet the minister has not responded, you are being unfair to that minister. Ask an urgent question and he will come and answer. If the minister feels a need to come and make a statement on government policy, he will come and make a statement on government policy. If he feels a need to come and report on any matter, he will come and report on any matter. But let's stop this drama of pretending that we are concerned about Galamsey. Galamsey is happening in our various constituencies. What steps have you taken to deal with Galamsey in your own constituency? You are also a leader there. You are a member of parliament there. Each and every one of us, we are leaders and members of parliament, and we represent those constituencies, and we sit there and see the Galamsey happening. What have we done ourselves in our various constituencies? before even asking the minister who is sitting in Accra to come and answer for Galamsey activities in our constituency right under our noses. Well, you talked about the Kumasi road, that if you drive on the Kumasi road from Accra to Kumasi, how many of you are MPs for the road from Accra to Kumasi? What have you done in your constituencies to deal with it? That you think that it is the Minister for Lands who must come and deal with the problem. You are sitting there, the people who are digging are your constituents, the police that are there are your police, the assembly is your assembly, and then the Municipal and District Security Council is your Municipal and District Security Council. You are a member of the assembly. Have you reported, the chiefs are your chiefs, have you reported what you have tried to do in your constituencies as members of parliament to deal with Galamsey? I haven't received any report from any of you regarding what you have done in your constituency to fight Galamsey. But you come and stand in this house and pretend that you are concerned about Galamsey. They say charity begins at home. Show that you are concerned about Galamsey by your action in your constituencies. Mr. Speaker, yes, the Ghana Health Service has reported cases of Mpox, and I do agree that we should engage in public awareness creation and etc. But it doesn't have to be the minister. Indeed, the fact that you have become aware is because the Ghana Health Service is doing its work of notifying the public. But the main thing about Mpox is that it is transmitted through personal contact. So, Minority Leader, avoid unnecessary personal contacts. if you avoid unnecessary... So if you avoid unnecessary personal contacts, unnecessary personal contacts.
Minority Chief Whip, I've given him the opportunity to respond. So if after the response and you have something to say, I can give you the floor. Please, if you draw my attention to it, I can ask that it be expunged. I'm saying that if my attention is drawn to it, I can ask that be expunged from the record. So I'll give you the time.
Yeah, can I speak now? Speaker, Majority Leader,
allow the response. Speaker, I will listen to you and do the needful within the rules.
In this parliament, are we saying that if one is on his feet and speaking, we cannot come under any of our orders to bring your attention to a matter that has come out? No, it cannot be. 1, 2, 3. Order 1, 2, 3. Content of speech. Because the Majority Leader just said that we are pretending. We are pretending to be. We pretend to care about. We pretend. What?
No point of order.
No,
this fact got no point of order. The right point of order.
Honourable members, why are we doing this to ourselves?
Because we are not doing anything. In this house, we are guided by your good self. The leader we respect is speaking. He has used a word that is offensive. I have a right to rise up and bring it to your attention.
That is why I'm saying that resume your seat. I will give you the floor to make your point.
I will respect you. I will resume my seat. I will.
I said it, and I am going to repeat it. That we should stop pretending that we are concerned about Galamsey. We should demonstrate in our individual constituencies as members of parliament that indeed we are concerned about Galamsey. I am saying it and I'm repeating it because I have so far not received a single report by a member of parliament that they have taken any steps in their own constituencies to deal with the problem of Galamsey. Nobody is mining in my constituency. No one is mining in my constituency. That is sun winning. That's sun winning. There's no illegal mining operations that I know of in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, so like I said, MPOX, avoid unnecessary personal contacts, and you'll be able to deal with the problem. Zipline. As for Zipline, even in my debate yesterday, I indicated clearly that I am against the Zipline contract. I am against the Zipline contract. You cannot spend 170 million Ghana cedis that you are sending blood to health facilities using drones. The Ministry of Health should have bought their own drones by now. You can't continue spending that kind of money that you are paying a service provider. It's a total waste of money. The Ministry of Health should have bought their own drones. After all these years, the Zipline contract, I recall, was signed somewhere in 2021. Can you imagine every year if we are spending 170 million Ghana cedis? 170 million Ghana cedis, so that they will go and drop blood in some village and then come back. Meanwhile, there's road network leading to almost every town, every community in this country. There are only few locations that you will say the roads are not accessible. That money could have tarred the roads to all those locations that we are concerned about. And Ghana Health Service could have bought their own drones and done their own deliveries anytime they need to do a delivery. How much is a drone? How much is it? Some drones are as cheap as $4,000, $5,000. The most expensive drones don't even go beyond $10,000, $20,000. By now, we would have had drones for every district in this country, managed by Ghana Health Service. Let's go and do a total calculation how much money we have wasted on this Zipline contract. I call for a cancellation of the contract. The contract should be cancelled. Ghana Health Service should develop their own in-house capacity to deliver the blood through their own drones. And we would cut costs enormously. So please, that is my personal view of the matter. Mr. Speaker, stadium accident. Of course, those who died in the stampede, I'm very confident that the Ghana Armed Forces will extend their support for the organization of the funerals. And I believe also that some arrangements will be made for the families. I don't have the details, but I believe it is something that they will do. Something that we always do as Ghanaians. The issue about cocoa. Yeah, I do agree with you that the EU has raised issues regarding traceability. And I know from the work that I do with Ghana Cocoa Board that Ghana Cocoa Board is indeed doing quite some work to ensure that we are able to trace the cocoa beans, where they are coming from, to meet the EU requirements. So that is work that Ghana Cocoa Board is engaged in. And I think that Cocoa Board is now under Ministry of Finance and not Ministry of Agriculture. So if somebody has to come and answer, to be the Minister for Finance. You haven't asked an urgent question. You haven't asked a question. Ask questions. The Speaker just told you. The rules show you what to do to get a minister here compulsorily to come and answer a question. If you ask the question, and at your level as a leader, an urgent question, the ministers will come. But program ministers will come. Program ministers, which standing orders, which provision of our standing order says that I, as leader, can program ministers to come and answer questions? Show me the specific standing orders. No, show me the specific standing orders that say that I as leader of government business, I should be programming ministers. If I ask a minister to come, the minister can say, under what orders are you asking me to come? So let's act according to our own standing orders. Ask urgent questions. Ask oral questions. And the ministers will come. Move motions. If you move motions in this house, if you move motions, no, nobody hides a motion. Nobody hides your motions. Are you not accusing Speaker of hiding motions? Are you accusing Speaker? Because motions don't come to me as a leader. So motions don't come to me as leader. Motions go to the speaker. Speaker admits the motions, and then it is programmed, and then it is taken. Markets, the same way. Ask questions about the markets, and the ministers will come and answer the questions. And why do we have very few questions scheduled for next week? Because we already have a lot of questions on the order paper, which we are rolling over to next week. I think we have about 20 questions already. We have about 20 questions already advertised. So if you add the 20 to the 27, you already have, close to 22 questions have been advertised. So if you add the 22 to the 27, you're going to have 49 questions for next week, which I think should be adequate in terms of the programming of questions. And let me also indicate, as expressed by the Honorable Member for Bole, that nobody has reported missing excavators. Nobody has reported missing excavators. If there's a report of missing excavators, you can ask the minister and then he will come and answer. But nobody has reported any missing excavators. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, the majority leader, I will urge him to exercise patience. He is the leader of the House. He should exercise patience. You see, he was not listening. So 2 vital observations, he left them out. One, I had said that the cluster system, committee cluster system, I was suggesting to you, which will help the report of the estimate to be generated on time. You don't even.
So if you make a suggestion to the leader of government business and chairman of the committee, is it an offense that he didn't comment on the suggestion that you have made?
Speaker, I'm not saying it's an offense. I'm saying it's a vital, the committee cluster. No, but you are the leader of government business. Secondly, he also omitted a suggestion that we should sit at 2, so that the committees will sit in the morning. Very important matter, because he was angry and emotional. He lost out. That's fine.
Honorable Minority Leader, on that one, you know clearly that it is not the House that is going to take that decision. So I recalled, and the Hansard will bear me out, that leadership should engage. Leadership should engage. And instead of the leadership engaging, at the time for business statement, you haven't engaged and then come to a conclusion that this is what you are going to do. You are a leader.
Well,
do you recall me directing that leadership should engage?
I'm not in disagreement. So now let me go to a substantive matter that I am not impressed how the leader has tackled this matter. We are talking about Galamsey, and the leader is saying that when the minister feels like coming to the House, and we should...
Honorable, I rule that during the time of business statement, we shouldn't reduce it into a debate. That was the more reason for which, when the Deputy Minister for Lands wants to respond to you, I quickly stopped him. So why are you going into that area again?
Speaker, let me explain myself properly. And let me quote what you yourself... Thankfully, you were presiding last week. And when I raised the matter, the leader has said that the minister will be in the House as many times as possible. And Speaker, you said, yes, you corroborated the leader's statement. Then I came back and asked, what position are we adopting? Is the minister coming or not? Now you are saying I should go and file a question. Knowing that we have difficulty, now we are going to consider budget estimate. And you are the same person who come and tell me that the minister is meeting the committee for budget estimate.
You are simply shielding the minister.
So the minister is asking.
No, I'm putting it to the majority.
Under the
He's shielding
rules.
the lands minister.
Under the rules, point to the minister. The rules that he's going to use to ask to the leader.
Speaker,
that's why I indicated that there are tools available for us.
Speaker, let's not. I will not do this with you. You are my good friend.
Honourable member,
Well,
if you ask an urgent question,
I don't like it.
If you ask an urgent question, no matter the circumstances, the minister must come here and answer.
Speaker, but the business statement is presented to this House for adoption.
Yes.
And the business statement, Speaker, our order says it is the committee that is making proposal to plenary.
Yes.
And plenary can make input into the business statement.
Yes.
And Speaker, I had earlier given heads up
Yes.
that this matter is important.
Yes.
And he has indicated, even
Yes.
at the business committee, I raised the matter again.
Yes.
So what more can I do?
Today at the plenary, the minister is telling you, the chairman is telling you that if you need a minister urgently to come and respond to a question, use the rules.
Speaker, with the greatest respect, I haven't gone beyond the rules. I am using the rules. I'm well within the rules because that is why we are doing this engagement. And Speaker, you are very experienced. You know why the importance of the business statement and why we need to make input. But fair,
So
I'm not going to
let's just analyze the statement that we have made. That when you ask a question, we will say we are entering a period such that it will be difficult considering questions for a minister to come and respond to. And we think, given the same exigency, it will be okay for just the business committee to program the minister to come here.
Speaker, with respect, I believe on the matter of Galamsey that concerns about our water bodies, our lands, our very livelihood, is an urgent matter. But I am well guided and I'm advised. But the minister saying that when the minister feels like, he used the word when he feels like, we are the representative of the people. Don't we have oversight rule? But it's fine. Now I get it clear.
You see, if you look at our standing order 91, the minister on his own volition, that's what the rules say, can come and make statement. Let me just read the order. Statement by the speaker and minister. The speaker may make a statement on any matter of interest to the House. A minister of state may make a statement of government policy, and the statement shall be limited to facts which are necessary to be made known to the House and not to contain matters that are likely to provoke debate. So it means that the minister on his volition can come to this particular House and make a statement. The minister can also be compelled. So the use of the word willingly is within the rules.
Speaker, it's okay. It's okay. We should draw the curtains on this matter. I am guided. But the conclusion is not for me to draw. Leader, the conclusion is for the people of this country to draw that conclusion. The leader is saying that when the minister feels like coming to Parliament, he will come. We are all watching.
What we do during business statement.
The people of this country are watching.
I mean, the general public is aware that any time it is for business statement, then we said we are going to do Friday politics. Friday politics is not known to our rules.
Speaker, for heaven's sake, I'm not doing any Friday politics. For the records, I am not aware of any Friday politics.
Majority Leader.
Speaker, I'm on the floor. You are asking me to sit down.
I have not given you the floor. You just stood up to put on the microphone.
You just said that we are doing Friday politics. Nobody is doing Friday politics.
I didn't mention your name.
No, but Speaker, you made that opening statement. Friday politics. I am representing my people in Salma Dredri. I'm not doing Friday politics.
You are doing Friday politics. I'm saying it that you are doing Friday politics because you know the rules very clearly. The rules show how you get ministers to this House. You ask questions, urgent or oral questions, and ministers come and respond to the questions. For 5 weeks now, You've been talking about Galamsey, but you have not asked a single question on Galamsey. And that's why I keep saying that don't pretend you are interested in Galamsey matters. And then on Fridays, you use the airtime and the media, and then you discuss Galamsey as if you are concerned about it. When the rules are clear, if you are concerned, how to manifest that concern. And the mechanism for manifesting the concern is asking specific questions to the minister. You haven't asked the minister any specific question, and yet you will get up and on your feet, you will run down a minister. That's what you've done today. You run down a minister, indicating that, and if the minister comes, he should show us what is the turbidity water levels of River Pra. Is it the Minister for Lands who should be telling you the turbidity water levels of... it is the Minister for Water Resources, Wexenhausen. It is not the Minister for Lands. The person who tests the turbidity levels of the water is the minister responsible for Ghana Water Company. So please, that is the scheduled minister who should come and tell you the turbidity levels of water, just to let you know. You see, and you could ask a question. You could ask a simple question, that the minister should come and tell us the turbidity levels of this river, of River Ayensu, of Pra, or whichever river you want. A simple question. And you won't ask that simple question. You will come and stand here and talk and create the impression that you are concerned about something. But when it comes to the mechanism for manifesting the concern, which is available to you, you don't use it. Why wouldn't I say you are just pretending? That's why I said, look, let's not pretend that we are concerned about Galamsey. If we are really concerned about Galamsey, ask specific questions about Galamsey, and the minister will come and answer, because he is obliged to come and answer. Don't say that I should schedule him to come and brief you on Galamsey. You should leave the work that he's doing, fighting Galamsey in the forest, and come and be briefing you every day. How can that happen? Mr. Speaker, the issue of clusters that he mentioned is not a matter within my domain. These are reforms of how Parliament is organized, the parliamentary service is organized, initiated by the clerk at the clerk's office. I think that the cluster system should not delay a committee's report. The cluster system simply is that you can bring 5 committees and put them under one senior clerk, but each of the committees will maintain the committee's clerk. I think that's how the cluster system works. So the committee has its clerk, and all of them answer to one supervisor. So the fact that somebody has been appointed a supervisor of a set of clerks so that he oversees those clerks does not justify delays in presenting the reports of those committees. So the reports may just be as a result of the committee clerks not doing their work. And so let's urge the committee clerks to do their work and not blame the cluster system. But if the heads of clusters are insisting on reviewing the reports before signing them off, and yet they are not making the time to review the reports before signing them off, and that is causing delays in the reports being signed off, I urge the Clerk of Parliament to ensure that no cluster head holds committee reports unreasonably. We have attached the schedule for the consideration of committee reports, and we are going to go according to those reports strictly. And if any committee's report is delayed or not made available, and we decide that we want to take action, we will demand that you as clerk, you take disciplinary action against the clerk of that committee. And lastly, also on our new arrangement to have public hearings of the estimates, the sector estimates, let me dispel the fears that I hear being expressed. I think it is to take some input from interest groups. So far, when the Finance Ministry is preparing the budget, they have what they call the pre-budget hearings. Now, we as Parliament are not privy to the pre-budget hearings. Ministers who are members of parliament may be privy to the pre-budget hearings, but we as members of parliament are not. Our committee chairpersons are not. Now, when the budgets come to us already formed by the Ministry of Finance, based on negotiations that have been held with the various sector ministers, we as a parliament want to take feedback from civil society and interest groups regarding what their take is on the proposals for the different sectors. It doesn't mean that the sectoral allocations will change, but the views of civil society and interest groups should be taken on board when we as members of parliament are analyzing the estimates and the policy proposals from the various sectors, so that the public will feel that they participated in the work that we are doing. And when we have our reports, the reports will capture some sentiments and pieces of advice that is coming from interest groups and stakeholders. And our debate will also make recommendations. Our conclusions can make recommendations to the finance minister or even the sector ministers that in future take on board these concerns coming from civil society, stakeholders, and interest groups when you are developing the next set of policies that you will bring to this House for approval. It only enhances governance. It brings governance closer to the people, and it enables people involved in the governance of the country. Indeed, when you take the Afrobarometer reports year after year, when it comes to Parliament, one of the long-standing complaints is that we don't engage with the citizenry. These are platforms for engaging with the citizenry. Yes, we sit here, we write on our feet, we debate, it is live on television, they watch and they see what we do, but then how do they make input? We either go to our constituencies and solicit their views and come back here and then make inputs during debate, taking on board those views, or as committee, we invite them as witnesses before the committee and solicit their views on the matters that we are about to deliberate on, and then take on board their views when we are doing the deliberation. And when we report, let them see, as they sit and watch us, that their views have been reflected in the reports of the committees, and in the debates we have addressed their concerns. That is how citizens will feel that they are being consulted and they are being involved in governance. And they shouldn't wait until election time before they will make their opinion known as to whether or not you are governing well or not governing well. What we are doing now, that is how come we get shocked in elections, because you see a large number for NDC, then an election comes and there's a massive swing in favor of MPP. The same way you see a large support base for MPP, then election comes, then suddenly there's a huge support going to NDC, because during the period of governance you are not listening to them, and so you are not taking on board their concerns, and so the only time that they have to express their concern is at the ballot box. But if every day you take on board their concerns and they are involved and they are satisfied, you will see that governance will be enhanced. If you pass a tax, they will pay. If you say don't go there, they will stay away from that. If you say you must comply with this regulation, they will comply because they participated, they engage with you, and there's consensus between you and the citizenry as to exactly how this country should be governed. So I urge chairpersons and ranking members of the committees and the clerk of Parliament and the clerks of the various committees to use this facility. We have invested in the facility, and committee proceedings can be carried live. So as deliberations in this chamber, no matter how rancorous, is carried live, I don't see why we should be concerned or afraid of committee proceedings also being carried live, because nothing is secret. The budget document is already a public document. The figures there is already a public document, a record. Anybody can go and buy it and see the figures. Anybody who wants to analyze it can analyze it. So to say that they should come and comment on the figures and it should be on air, on television, I don't see why anybody should be scared or should be concerned about this. This is, if we're not concerned about what is coming out at Public Accounts Committee, I can't imagine why we'll be concerned about what will come out when Education Committee meets to consider the allocation to Ghana Education Service. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, out of patriotism, I had tried to assist the majority front bench. Last year, towards the passage of the appropriation, we experienced things that the majority leader doesn't know, but it's fine. If it is a case that he wants to stand by the position that the cluster system must stay, hallelujah, it should stay. Now, it's just a pro bono council. If it should stay, fine. My last one had to do with the formally for DACF, Get Farm.
Honorable Minority, this thing. You see, I don't like a situation where a wrong impression will be created. The cluster system is not put in place by the business committee. So how is the business committee going to deal with the cluster system?
Speaker, for heaven's sake, let's get practical here. The business committee worked closely with the table office, and the table office worked closely with the clerk of parliament. This system was put together by the clerk, and they work closely with the business committee. The two are inseparable. I'm not going to comment further on this matter. I will just leave it as it is. Let's work with the cluster system. I was going to speak to the appendix attached, the motions that we are scheduled to take. I see we want to help to get things done. If you want to rubbish us and say that it's not important, that's fine. We can all sit down. We can sit down. Yes, but the way the reactions come in, sometimes it makes us feel we are not supporting. We want to support to get the appropriation passed. The first motion, we are scheduling National Media Commission. I know it is based on availability of the estimate. I'm saying, oftentimes, the DACF, NHIA, and Get Fund, we tend to rush it, and then it gets done the last hour. My checks reveal that they are ready. So I'm humbly suggesting that we could program them for next week, either Thursday or Friday, for either of them. Because I know DACF, their formula is ready. Then we can take it. There are a lot of issues that concerns colleagues, and then we can take it at the committee of the whole. Well, you can get up and speak. Then we can deal with it. These are my views. Speaker, thank you.
Honourable members, business statement as presented is hereby adopted. Yes, Majority Leader.
Why are you revealing your height? Why are you revealing your height?
It's a short one.
Zacchaeus is taller than you.
No, I didn't see you on your feet.
Mr. Speaker, I think we agree that after business statement, we will take an adjournment because of the funeral we attended. Members had to come very early. No, he's talking about something else.
Yes, Majority Leader. Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I notified my respected colleague on this matter. Mr. Speaker, it has to do with us as members of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, yesterday
made a ruling on the matter and brought clarity. But Mr. Speaker, the problem is that just this afternoon, the Honorable Matthew Gindam came to me in my office and expressed a grave concern. Her concern has to do with the judgment of the Tamale High Court, where the judge said on Friday he would get the judgment after making a ruling against him on Monday. Mr. Speaker, as at the 2 o'clock that I walked with him from our office to this chamber, his lawyer was still at the court, and I am quoting the lawyer that the registrar says the judgment is not ready and my lord is in Accra. Mr. Speaker, in view of how this matter affects his right as a member of parliament, I am only bringing it up into the public space one more time and before you, because my brother Defia Meko raised it for our deliberation and speaker pronounced on it. Mr. Speaker, my understanding was to the effect that the judgment will be ready for him to explore the necessary appellate processes. But my lord, Mr. Speaker, if a court of justice with a judge sitting as a judge of equity and of law makes a determination of a matter that has far-reaching consequences, knowing that indeed this pronouncement has an effect, and how the member who is affected can exercise right, the means to exercise right is not available. And as we speak, the registry of the court has closed. The registrar says judgment is not ready. The judge is going to Accra. He left Tamale at 10 a.m. Mr. Speaker, these have constitutional implications. And I feel that as a leader of my caucus, a member of my caucus, having come to me with such grave concerns, especially so when the ruling, if we are counting the statutory 7 days automatic stay, what it means is that the 7 days start from the Monday. Meanwhile, the judgment upon which the order emanates is not even ready. Mr. Speaker, the rule is that you can't place something on nothing, it will fall. A ruling or an order is extracted from a judgment. You and I have been in the courtroom for many years. A judgment is read, and in that judgment, you even then, before you execute the order, there's an extract out of the judgment. And it's that extract that we call in legal terms a court order. Now, how can the extract, the court order, be ready, telling the whole world that you are no more an MP, or directing an organ of state that go and conduct elections? But the substance that parties can look at and say, let me exercise my right, that one is not ready. The judge in open court tells the whole world that it will be ready on Friday. Parties go there, the affected member of parliament is in the court, he sits there, they say that the judge has come to Accra. Up to this time, no judgment is ready. Mr. Speaker, I believe that our judiciary should help us the more and help the situation and bring certainty and clarity so that, colleagues, it can be you tomorrow. I am not, no.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'm the minority leader for now.
The Honorable Minority Leader, temporarily resume your seat.
Very well.
I know you are minority, sorry,
Very well.
Minority Leader.
Very well, my lord.
Yes.
Very well, my lord.
Yes. Minority Leader, with all due respect to everybody, I believe the ruling of Mr. Speaker should bring a closure to this issue. Honourable members, honestly speaking, matters within the ambit of the judiciary must be dealt with by the judiciary. You rightly stated the other time that Parliament cannot be constituted into a court to give an interpretation. So, Honourable Majority Leader, whether or not a judge failed to deliver a judgment, whether the judgment is available or is not available, what has that exactly got to do with the lawmaker, which is the legislature? So, Honourable Minority Leader, let's stand by the ruling delivered by Mr. Speaker and bring a closure to this particular issue. When a procedure is set down for a right to be exercised, I think the authorities are clear, and it is tried learning that it is that procedure alone that will have to be followed in exercising your rights. So please, with all due respect, let's bring a closure. So on this note, if it is a comment on what he is saying and I'm stopping him, then I'll plead with you that I do not want our Hansard. Honorable Roxanne Dapamako, in the name of the Almighty God, I'm pleading with you that we should bring a closure. Let's bring a closure. We cannot use parliamentary forum to be doing what we are doing. It is not the best. It's not the best. More so, we are all members of the legal fraternity. So please.
Mr. Speaker,
please.
What the minority leader is doing to the judge is not fair.
Please.
You filed a notice of appeal at 10:04 a.m. Judgment was delivered 9:56 a.m. By 10:04 a.m., you filed a notice of appeal with 3 grounds. What you are waiting for is the reasonable judgment. But you have already filed your notice of appeal. You followed it up with an application or notice for stay of execution. It is please. I listen to you carefully. So keep quiet whilst I respond. Keep quiet whilst I respond. You have filed an application or notice. You have decided to run the judge down.
Honourable members, for now I'll urge on the two of you to resume your seats.
And it is not proper.
The two of you can resume your seats. Honourable members, as indicated, this is not and cannot be the appropriate forum to do what we are about to do. So on this note, the chapter on that particular issue is perpetually closed. You can go and address the matter with the judiciary, but not in Parliament. So, Honourable Majority Leader, yes.
I think we agree that we'll take an adjournment.
Very well. Then let the motion be moved. Oh, sorry. Before you move the motion, let me acknowledge the presence of students from Harion International School, led by Emmanuel Apo Ofori, teacher, and they are from Infansimai. They numbered 136. My revered students, you are welcome to Parliament of Ghana. May you have a fruitful stay in Parliament. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House adjourns until Tuesday at noon, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Yes.
Speaker, with respect, I have no hesitation at all in seconding the motion ably moved by the leader of government business. However, Mr. Speaker, I pray that we consider just one item, motion number 29, at page 11 of today's order paper. Mr. Speaker, the reason why this motion has to be considered as quickly as possible, because, Mr. Speaker, it has to do with the growing unemployment situation in our country.
So, are you moving a counter motion?
Mr. Speaker.
Are you moving a counter motion?
No, Mr. Speaker, no. I am saying that this motion has to deal with the many youth who have been dismissed through the Chief of Staff's letter. And I support the adjournment, save that since this motion has long been appearing in the order paper, and many of our youth who are breadwinners.
Honorable Minority Leader, are you seconding the motion?
Mr. Speaker may hear me. Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying is that the leader wants us to
Honorable Minority Leader, there is a motion on the floor that we are dealing with. There is a motion on the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I am opposed to the motion.
Yes.
And I'm setting my ground for opposition.
Very well.
I'm setting my ground for opposition.
Very well.
It's for good reasons that you and I read law. You, the Fiamako, and I read law. And Mr. Speaker himself is a lawyer. Mr. Speaker, I'm opposed to this motion. Yes, very senior. Mr. Speaker, when he was practicing, we were in school. And he knows how much I respect him. Not many have spent their time in the courtroom. Just a few of us, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am opposed to the application by the respected leader of government business. My opposition to his motion is grounded on one matter. The matter contained at page 11, item number 29, private members' motion. Mr. Speaker, this motion has been advertised for today. We haven't exhausted today's order paper. Today's order paper contains various items, including motion 29, which reads, quote, that pursuant to order 127 of the standing orders, the Right Honorable Speaker reviews the ruling of the First Deputy Speaker on March 5th, 2025, sustaining the preliminary objection raised by Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Mahama Yarga, against moving the private member's motion listed as item 16 on page 6 of order paper for Wednesday, 5th March, and same captured in the official report of the House for the said date. Mr. Speaker, the motion has to do with the Chief of Staff's directive ordering various state institutions to terminate
Honorable
the appointment
Minority Leader,
of
you
many
have
who were in the employ
you have been a majority leader, and you agree with me that mostly we don't exhaust all items on the order paper before we take adjournment.
Mr. Speaker,
you can prove
Mr. Speaker, that you are right.
You can prove me
Mr. Speaker,
wrong.
I'm saying that you are right.
Let me finish.
Okay,
Two, in a business committee, when leaders come to business committee and agree on a business that are supposed to be taken, and at what point we should adjourn, and reasons are canvassed, I don't expect any of the leaders to act to the contrary.
Mr. Speaker, don't belabor. If it is your case, if it is a case that there was some prior arrangement, Mr. Speaker, I was attending to some other duties, and in fact, I did not discuss what happened at Conclave with my colleague. I would concede if indeed the understanding was that this motion
that has to do with the dismissal of Ghanaian youth from the employ of state institutions will not be taken today. Mr. Speaker, if that was understanding, I don't have a problem. I withdraw my initial request to plead with the majority leader, because I thought this is a national matter that many people who have been sent home and they are suffering.
Honorable Minority Leader, you are completely out of order.
Sure, that's why I'm withdrawing, so that I can second the motion for the adjournment. So I'm doing that. I'm seconding, if that is the concern.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the Minority Leader boasted about his many years of courtroom practice. And I am surprised because Order 105 deals with motions. And anybody with significant courtroom practice will see that when a motion is moved, it has to be seconded. If you are not seconding it, you cannot be moving your own motion. You cannot. What you were doing was moving your own motion. When the motion that has been moved has not been seconded, if you knew you were not going to second it, you should have allowed somebody else to second. Then you rise up and oppose. That is proper courtroom practice. So please, don't be doing these things. It is your chief whip who came to us at conclave and suggested that after business statement, we should adjourn. Speaker was there. And I agreed with him that after business statement, we will adjourn because of the funeral. So you are getting up to try to embarrass me that I have moved a motion for adjournment and you are against the motion for adjournment. I'm ready to do business. I'm ready. Ministers came here wanting to answer their questions. You remember? They came here wanting to answer because we said, no, we won't take the question because we've agreed that we are going to adjourn. So that members came very early to attend the funeral because the funeral started very early. So, Mr. Speaker, let's stop doing these things. Mr. Speaker, I think the motion has been seconded by him, so you may give your... No, he seconded it. He seconded it.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, the Honorable Majority Leader just drew my attention to best practices. Mr. Speaker, I've always been arguing against this rule of convenience of his. I have him on record where he moved a motion to vary selection committee report on this house without it being seconded. Where was the rules? And a member raised it that motion has not been seconded, and his side carried it. And when it was asked, they said, Parliament, we are masters of our own rules. So when you were moving a motion to vary a report of a committee to remove somebody from a delegation and it was not seconded, was it a proper motion? Please, let's not go there. The situation where some people take it that they are in control of this house. When they do something, then they say it is right. Then when matters are being raised, then they turn around and say it has to be seconded, and they want to school you on the rules book. Mr. Speaker, I read the rules all the time. I would show him the Hansard.
Honorable members.
I will show him the Hansard.
Honorable members.
Why don't you debate me on this?
Honorable members.
I will show you your own Hansard.
When we come here to speak, we speak to the whole world. Honorable members, the practice is that when a motion is moved, that motion is supposed to be seconded, and after the motion is seconded, it is for the consideration of the House. So during the period that the motion is being considered, then in that case, there can be opposition, there can be a counter motion. Honorable members, preliminary objection is also different from so, honorable members, the motion is moved and seconded for adjournment. It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the adjournment say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. This House is accordingly adjourned till Tuesday, 2nd December 2025 at 12 o'clock in the forenoon. At 12 o'clock afternoon. Yes, at 12 noon.